Hello everyone. Today I'll explain 5 technical questions from the CCNA exam. Let's start with the first question. There is in fact a detailed diagram provided for the very first question, which should be quite helpful. Actually, this question is testing us on routing and subnetting. If we look at it, the requirement is that on routers R1 and R2, we each need to write a route to reach the private network on the other side. In other words, R1 needs a route to this subnet, and R2 needs a route to that subnet. So when writing this route, it's a default route, a specific route. The first two above are incorrect. So we just write this specific route. Because on this router, we might add other subnets later, right? That is, no matter where you're going, you always take this next hop. Let's look at the correct answer, which should be D. That is, everything goes through this next hop, 209.165.200.226. In other words, the address that connects the two of them, their network number, because this is a 30-bit subnet, the network number is 0.224, and there are only two usable addresses. On my side, it's 0.225, and at the far end, it's 0.226, right? So when I specify the next hop, I mean the far end. And for R2, when it specifies the next hop, it means R1. The correct answer is D. Let's take a moment to carefully look at the correct answer now. Choose D. Alright, next question. This question is pretty much the same as the previous one, very similar. The point of this question is, if we want to send a packet to this host, who should we choose as the next hop? So the next hop, when we're heading to this 10, X address this is our destination 10.10.13.158. Then we look for 13.0 here and find the 10.10.13.0 entry. This diagram isn't very clear. Let me copy a diagram. There are several entries for 13.0 to 13.0 here. There's a 13.0.25th one. And also, this default route can also work, right? It can also reach the destination. Then this 13.144 also matches. There are a lot of entries here that can confuse us, but actually, it's the longest prefix match principle. Let's look at 13.158. Does it fall within the longest prefix? For 160, it doesn't. So this 144 network, its network address, does include 158. Since it includes 158, its next hop is 10.10.10.9. So the correct answer is A. Let's look at the correct answer. Chose A. Alright, now that we've successfully navigated through the previous two inquiries, it's time to direct our attention and focus towards the third question on our list. Let's proceed with question number 3. As for question 3, it asks us, well, a data packet passes through, that is, it's received from a BGP link, it's serial interface actually. You don't need to pay attention to all these descriptions. What it means is that the packet enters the router from this interface, and on each router that is in the routing table, this route exists. So the forwarding part is just background. The real point is, when we access this destination, which route will be matched, right? It's still a matter of subnet masks. That is, it matches the F00's interface, that is, the ref route. Why is that? Because its longest mask, 16, covers the 19 network segment. So the correct answer is A. All the previous background information doesn't affect us. We don't need to look at it. Alright, let's look at the correct answer. Choose A. Okay, question 4. Looking at question 4, it still seems to be about subnetting. It says that you must configure a route on R1, and this route, as we can see, is an OSPF link, right? The OSPF link uses this dynamic routing protocol. Then what it means is that when the OSPF link goes down, when its link is disconnected, as it says here, when the link is down, we still want R1 to be able to access this server. So we need to configure a backup route, which will be a static route. That way, when the OSPF link is down, we can still access the server. So we write a static route, and that's why we choose A. The address to reach this server is 10.1.1.0, 0.10, right? And then the host address is, when we write this host route, it's basically the default host route, which points precisely to this host, meaning this server. As for the next hop, it goes out to interface 00, which is my own interface, right? Then it's sent to the far end. Now, there's an issue to pay attention to here. The priority of this static route is 1, while OSPF's static is 1, and OSPF is 10. So you need to set it higher than that, right? Here, we've set it to 125. 125 is higher than 110. So the correct answer is A. Let's check the correct answer is A. Alright, question 5. For question 5, you actually don't even need to look at anything else, just focus on this. We're being asked to reach this destination, which route will be matched, right? There are 2 routes that match the destination, 12.01 with a 24-bit mask and another with a 25-bit mask. Of course, it's the longest prefix match. And this it might be a bit surprising, but actually, it's not really surprising. It's just the longest prefix match. And this 25-bit mask also includes this 126, right? It includes this destination address, 126. So the correct answer is this one. Actually, it's not just 126. It includes this address, right? The 25-bit mask also includes this address. So the correct answer is this one. It's a bit surprising. It's the 20.1261. So choose A. Let's carefully check the correct answer. Now please choose option A. Alright, so this is question 5. This is the 5th question. And we won't do the rest. We just do these 5 questions and submit. If you want to learn Cisco technologies or get access to Cisco question banks, feel free to message me privately, or you can leave a comment below the video for technical discussions.